Hey everybody, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy, here with another Lunch with Norm, the rise of the microbrands.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Okay, like we said yesterday, we've got a really special episode today with PPC Entourage's Mike Zagare, and we're going to be talking about his charity event that he's been organizing, about the 12 Days of Nuggets. And this is about a charity that helps. It's an incredible charity. The one I was talking about yesterday, Project Underground Railroad, and this is to help fight young children that get abducted or put into the sex trade. So it's about human trafficking and trying to stop this from all different areas. So Mike's going to talk all about it. He started this last year and he did an incredible job. He's doing it this year, and I can't believe, at least from what his goals are. I'll let him talk to you all about this, but he's taken something that was just a thought and, hey, you guys think you might be able to do or help me with, to this massive event that's going on right now. And it helps everybody. It's a real win-win-win. It's not only helping the organization and the charity, but you can learn so much information by all these. I think there's 75 different people that are helping us out right now to raise awareness with Operation Underground Railroad. So let's bring in Kelsey. Hello, sir.
Hi. Yeah, so for everyone watching, it is a special episode.
It is.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, a special Tuesday episode, so sit back and relax.
Do I got to pay you more because this is an extra
yeah,
episode?
a little bonus would be nice.
Oh, come on.
You know, it looks like we have, let me see, we've got Angie joining us on the Facebook group, and we have Lisa Kinski.
All right.
That's awesome. So yeah, if you have any questions about the charity or the event, you can put it in the comment section. I'm sure there still will be a couple nuggets given throughout the episode today. So if you have any questions for Mike or Norm, put them in the comment section. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, all of the information and videos go straight over to YouTube, so you can find the full episodes there, along with any highlights. So yeah, if you have any questions, I believe we have a couple little giveaways today too.
Well, right off the bat.
Yes.
Okay, so right off the bat, I want people to, go, and we're going to give you all the links, and you'll hear all about this really great event and charity. But if you feel like you want to donate, go ahead, please donate. There's no pressure here. But if you do donate over $100, PR Reach will give that person, while they're on the call, a free press release written for you, about a $300 value. So you donate 100, we'll give you 300. Okay, you don't usually hear me talking about my other companies or anything like that. It's not why we're here. It's about delivering content. This is a completely different reason to do this. So anyways, let's sit back. And you know what, guys? If you feel that I'm frazzled today, just as I sat down, I spilled a whole bloody cup of coffee. Yes, my lunch with Norm all over my table, and it went everywhere. So I just got, that's actually why we're late. It's not to do with Kelsey. It's usually to do with Kelsey. But anyway, let me just breathe in, breathe out, and we can get started. Okay,
right.
So if you do have any questions for us, throw them over into the into the comments section, and sit back, relax, grab a second cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. All right, sir. How are you?
Hey, fantastic, Norm. Thanks for having me. I hope that coffee did not give you a burn. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. It was a bit of a shock. You know, when you just go to grab something and you go, oh no.
Yeah, I wish you can go back 10 seconds in time and to just like go back there and just make it not happen.
Oh man. Hey, Mike, it's so great to have you on. Like we said, this is a special episode today. For those of us who don't know you, please let us know a little bit about you, your company, and the event.
Yeah, so I am a recovering physical therapist, meaning I was doing physical therapy for many years and I was treating seniors in their homes, which I really love doing and working with them, but it just wasn't my passion. So I had a business, and that's also where I got business experience. I had a team of therapists going into people's homes, and then I got introduced to e-commerce because I had a coach who basically told me, "Hey, man, you're spinning your wheels. This is I see you doing importing and exporting." And I was like, "What the heck is that?" So the next day I saw something about e-commerce. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is what he was talking to. Got into e-commerce. My first product was in the pet supply industry. I have a cat here. He inspired me very much. Is either that or air horns. Thankfully, I chose the right brand, and the rest is history. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the freedom it gave me, the freedom to create, the freedom to work on my own terms, the freedom to go to Starbucks. And Norm, I've spilled 2 cups of coffee on my lap at Starbucks. A couple computers burnt out from that. But the freedom to do, what I wanted to do, and it's great. And then I took that with advertising and ran with it. Advertising in 2016 was very much in its infancy, PPC advertising on Amazon, and learned the ins and outs of that and turned that into a software tool, which is PPC Entourage. And now we have the Entourage tool, we have a full-scale agency, and we have the Margins tool. And in making
hold on, what's the Margins tool?
Oh, the Margins tool, you guys are going to hear a lot about that really, really soon. So the Margins tool looks at your individual SKU by SKUs, all your SKUs, to see where you're bleeding money in your business. So all the different fees, like the FBA fees, the PPC fees, we break it down and kind of showcase where you're bleeding money so you can make better decisions and trim the fat in your business and steer your business in a more profitable direction. The interface is pretty smooth, and it shows you like how to basically. Also, we're looking to help sellers improve the value of their business who are looking to sell. So that's the Margins tool in a nutshell. So in creating all these tools, I met great people like Norm and all these other awesome people that have been instrumental in the days of Nuggets, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, fantastic. So your name came up yesterday. So Tim Jordan and I have the Centurion group, and we were talking about PPC. And do you go to an agency? And when do you go to an agency? And when do you bring in that tool? And tools that just suck, throw your money away, completely automated tools. But with PPC Entourage, this is sort of a semi-automatic tool, right? Where smaller sellers can go in and they can use that gut feel, like, okay, here's what you can do, but it's your choice basically to do it or not. Is that basically summing it up?
Yeah, so it's a semi-automatic tool, but we also have a rule-based automation as well. So you can set up some rules as well and do that where we expand on your behalf, but also optimize on your behalf. And now it's actually just been updated so that if you are a little bit more of a sophisticated seller, you can go in there and make some really great optimizations on a daily, weekly, or monthly level and really look at like unique look-back periods and frequencies. But for the most part, we're known for our bulk editor. Years ago, I created the Blueprint series, which is back then, it was 4 simple campaigns. Now we have 28 campaigns. So things have evolved like incredibly. But the Blueprint series goes over 4 unique campaigns and then also 5 ways to optimize. And the tool works with the Blueprint series to make that more efficient so you can make those optimizations happen in real time. And it connects with Amazon, of course. So we are not AI based, but we're really good for sellers who do not want to deal with spreadsheets. You've better things to do than spreadsheets. I know I do. Like, I am opposed to spreadsheets. I think that's going to be like something no thanks for that. So we help sellers avoid spreadsheets, but still get similar results.
Very good. So PPC Entourage, everybody, if you want to check it out, we'll give you the information at the end. But today's episode is going to be about a very special charity, an event that you're putting on. Let's talk about it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what's going on?
Right. So the origin of Days of Nuggets actually happened about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. Back when there were really great live events that we went to, there was this one called Capitalism Conference. And Norm, I don't know if you were there, but it was in Austin, Texas. And it was a 3-day event filled with a ton of great information. And at the very end, they had a speaker come on from Operation Underground Railroad. So my partner and I were like, just going back and forth all weekend with tons of ideas. But then once that speaker came on, the entire room was captivated with what the speaker had to say, because they went and showed these horrible images and shared these stories of these kids who were living in the absolute worst living conditions that you can possibly imagine. And from what I understand, what we could think it is, it's way worse than we possibly could even think it is. So this is a problem that's going on a huge, massive scale, not just abroad. This happens right in the USA as well. So this organization is not only bringing awareness, but what they do is they go into these trafficking rings and they do undercover operations. So essentially they work with police officers, CIA, FBI, retired people who go in and have this deep understanding of how to break up these organizations. They infiltrate them, actually pose as sex traffickers to get information, to explore their network, to sort of get into their web of connections. And then they go in there with local law enforcement and they go and they make these arrests, and they arrest these traffickers and they free these kids. So it was so powerful because at the time that I listened to that, I think they had saved about 2,000 kids and broken up countless trafficking rings. And now they're up to 4,500 kids. In last year, they saved 1,000 kids alone. But it's also the impact of breaking up those rings and how many kids in the future are not going to be going into those rings because of their efforts right now. So I knew back then that I wanted to do something about this, and they planted a massive seed in my mind. And I donated at the time what I could, but then 2 years later, I was struck with an idea. And Norm, have you ever had an idea that was like, it just kind of, you felt it throughout your entire body? Like your whole body just lit up and you're like, nothing else kind of matters. This is what I'm going to go do. I had a million things going on before this, but this is the most meaningful, powerful thing. So I was hit with that at the gym. I was working out and I got this idea. I'm like, why don't I give back for 12 days to my audience, the PPC Entourage audience, and give them value for 12 days. And we'll do like 12 days of tips. But then I'm like, you know what? I want to donate to O.U.R this year. I've got $2,000 to donate. I remember I had that amount. The two ideas then merged. Why don't we take the idea of 12 days of tips, but then use that $2,000, and rather than give it to O.U.R, which is great to do in and of itself, because that could save one child, rather than do that, utilize the skill set that I have as an entrepreneur to get the reach, and also utilize the reach that I have and the people that I met along the way to get the word out there, to take that $2,000 and to amplify the effect that I could get if I were to just do it myself. So that's when the 12 days of Nuggets hit. And I went outside of the gym that day. I contacted my friend who does our social media right now. Not my friend. He's my friend. I've known him since I've been like 5 years old. His name is Matt. And I called up Matt. I said, Matt, let's do this. And he was all on board. And the beautiful thing, Norm, is like this mission is so powerful that people resonate with it so strongly that it just all fell into place. And people were so ready to take action around this mission. And that's what we did. The first 12 days of Nuggets formed. That was the day before Thanksgiving. We launched about 12 days later after that. So it was like nonstop, mission-oriented. Let's get this out there. The sole focus was to focus on helping out these kids and to raise massive awareness. And everything fell into alignment. And Norm, I think you were one of the first guest Keynug speakers, right? I think you might have been on day one. I've got a funny story about Norm's Nugget, actually. It is.
I don't know about this.
Yeah. So Matt, who I just was talking about, he was put into this role of having to do all of this video editing and all of the social media work that he had never done before. So like the first day, Norm, I think you were the second one that went. You might have sent me a file and we didn't know how to manipulate the file in a way to get the intro and outro up there. So the timer is ticking. So one thing you guys realize about the Days of Nuggets is we release a nugget every couple hours. So the clock was ticking on Norm's Nugget, and we couldn't do anything about it. We had the most messed up Norm Nugget. If you go to the site, you might actually see it. It's like a tiny little version of Norm with a huge black screen. So you see like 1 inch of Norm and then all black. And that was our second nugget. So it's just kind of a funny story about Norm's nugget. But I remember it was about Amazon posts, and it was a really incredible nugget, so the video was a little off, but it was really a great nugget.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But this year, it's going to be how to use influencers with gift guides.
Oh, awesome. Can't
Yes.
wait. Yeah, I'm not quite sure when your nugget is launching. Actually, you know what? I think it's launching at the end of this week. So stay tuned, everyone. It was great because people like Norm and like Danny McMillan and Liron Hirschkorn and George Bryan and Amy Weiss, everyone, when I went to them, I said, hey, I have this idea. We're gonna make a nugget, but it's got to be your very best tip and strategy that's working right now. Something that's new, unique, something that would be behind a paywall, and that people would really want to take action on right away. This nugget, if we combine all of these nuggets, and then these nuggets are shared across their networks, more people will know about Operation Underground Railroad than if it were me just making a couple of posts on social media. So that was the idea behind the 12 days of nuggets. Now that kind of morphed and took on a life of its own. We had a mega event, which was like a 9-hour live stream. But I think the 12 days of nuggets concept was the one that really struck a chord. People saw it on social media. And really, Norm, the initiative is to raise awareness. We want to raise massive awareness and simply to plant lots of seeds so that one day, maybe right now you can contribute. That'd be fantastic if you could. Any donation is very much appreciated. However, if you're starting your business now or in a certain stage of your business, use these tips to grow your business. And then one day, consider giving back even more to this cause, which I would love to talk more about the cause too.
Yeah. So I just noticed, Kelsey, can you bring up Mark? So he just donated something, which is incredible. Thank you, Mark. So
Thank you.
Here's the deal today. If you make a donation you have to go to https://daysofnuggets.com/donate, make a donation. And if you do, we will put up a free press release written for you. If you make a $100 donation, you know what, Mike, if you don't make a $100 donation and you want to, or the person wants to just send us over the press release, we'll publish it for free. So, but $100 will get you a written press release through our premium distribution, which is usually $300, and we're getting nothing out of it. We want you to donate to this really incredible cause. So if you can do that, great. And Mark, so just, contact Kelsey afterwards and we'll make sure you get that press release out, anything that you want written. So let's talk about the cause. I thought when I first heard about it, it was human trafficking, which is terrible as it is. But this is specifically about children, isn't it?
Yeah, specifically they work with children. So human trafficking, if you go to Google and you type in how many humans are slaves today, you'll see it's 40.1 million human slaves. So that's kind of like a broad term, human trafficking. It's really broken down into sex trafficking and labor trafficking. And if you go to a site like PolarisProject.com, you can see that most of the traffickers, most of the slaves are women, and a good percentage of it is through sex trafficking. So like that's a big problem right now. And this is something that goes on, like I said, in every single country and all across, and in our country as well. But so there's companies, there's organizations out there that are really making an impact and a difference. And I think now more than ever, people are starting to become more aware of this.
So let's get into the cause. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but let's get into it now.
Yeah. So the cause is Operation Underground Railroad. So for those of you who have gone to ClickFunnels events or who have followed Tony Robbins, you may be aware of what they're up to. The gentleman's name is Tim Ballard. And Tim Ballard is an ex-CIA officer who was frustrated working in the government because he was put on this task to break up these rings overseas. But unless there was someone from the U.S. involved, he couldn't do anything. So he would go overseas, get involved in a case, and then get handcuffed because he didn't have the rights to really make the decision and go ahead and go forward because there wasn't someone from the U.S. And he figured that he could do more on his own than he could by working with the government. So he took action, took it into his own hands and took action. And then he shares a story of when he went down to save. He was introduced to someone who lost. It was a pastor who just lost his kid to these child traffickers. His name was Gardy, and he promised that pastor that he would find that kid, and he kept his promise. But he tried to for years find this little boy, and he never could find him. But he, in the process, saved all of these other kids and found all of these rings and freed all these kids and broke up all these trafficking rings. Unfortunately, Gardy was never found, but as a result of that, it started a huge movement, which is Operation Underground Railroad. So what they do, like I said before, is they go into these rings and they make a massive impact by going in and breaking them up. But they also have a rehab component too. So we had someone yesterday, his name is Hayden, who's part of O.U.R, explain what the rehab program is. And now they have 8,000 children who are part of the rehab portion of the program. And it's different for each child. You know, he was explaining that some they just kind of check in with every once in a while because they're with their family. But then it also gets quite confusing because oftentimes the family is the reason why they were in that situation in the first place, which I can talk to you a little bit more about that, Norm, as well. But then they also have like a rehab center where they'll help kids to get accustomed to life outside of the child's sex trafficking. I mean, a lot of these kids, that's all they know. So they have one program where they put them through a business school, and these kids went on to form restaurants. And then we had this idea came up yesterday that why don't we form an e-commerce business and work with them to grow an e-commerce business? I mean, there's so many different ways to get the word out there. So that's like in a nutshell what O.U.R is all about. And it's an amazing organization. It's growing. They did mention yesterday, though, that because of COVID, the problem is now worse than ever. So meaning more people are at home, that fuels the industry even more. A lot of times this industry is fueled by people pretending online to be who they're not, and then getting younger people involved in a conversation, building up trust. And then, of course, the sex trafficker then betrays their trust. So with people being home, this is happening more often. And it's a bigger problem than ever. So, it needs more awareness than ever.
You shocked me with some stats yesterday.
Yeah.
I had no idea how big this was in the States. You want to share some of those stats?
Yeah. So like I said, 40.1 million is the overall number. And then there's a really good infographic on O.U.R. I don't have it with me right now, but there were 600 to 800,000 children are trafficked amongst in between continents on a regular basis, on a yearly basis. There are 2 million kids that are in the sex trafficking industry right now from the U.S. So this is a big problem. Like it happens in the U.S. If you go to O.U.R site, you could see that a good percentage of the busts that they've done were in the U.S. this year. A lot of them were international as well, but there's actually a map on the Polaris project that shows you where the issue for trafficking is. And it's basically, there's hot spots, but it's basically the entire map of the U.S. So it's a massive problem. Now, I don't have specific stats. It's actually kind of hard, Norm, to find specific stats. Where you go, there's all sorts of different stats, but it's in the millions. So it's, to me, one is too many, but it's in the millions of kids that have gone through this. And then some kids are bred into it, because unfortunately it's an industry. It's actually the leading, the third fastest growing crime industry on the planet. Right behind guns and drugs, it's trafficking, specifically sex trafficking. So the unfortunate part is that these kids can be used and abused. I've heard of up to 60,000 times by the time they're 18, which that stat blew my mind, Norm. There's a blog, and they interviewed a girl who was from, I think, Central America, got straight to New York City. They took her through the Mexican border, straight to New York City, and they said that they estimated she was abused up to 60,000 times by the time she was 18 years old. So I don't even know, like, that to me sounds like an impossible stat. But I was like, that's just like basically using someone over and over and over and over again. And it's different than a drug. A drug you get and you sell. A kid and a child, you can do that multiple times. So it's a lucrative industry. And then what they do after that is actually even worse. And it's actually too dark to even mention on this podcast.
Right.
But the point is, there's things you can do. So not only can we raise awareness, not only can we donate, we can look out for signs. We can look for some of the signs of distress. Oftentimes these children are brought into a situation where they are basically manipulated and then told that if you say anything, you're going to be killed. Your family's going to be killed. This is going to happen. Something's going to happen to you if you say anything. So they're afraid to say anything. But other times there's signs you can look for, and there's things you can do. There's courses you can take to figure out what those signs are. O.U.R actually has a course you can take. It's 1 hour, and you go through this, and it'll tell you what to look out for in the community to make sure that this, if you see it, you can report it. In fact, I had an Uber ride in New York State. I was going to record the promo video for Days of Nuggets. And I told my Uber rider, hey, this is what I'm doing. And he said, oh, that happens up here all the time. In fact, I had a situation a couple of weeks back where there were 2 kids in the back with a gentleman, and it was clear to him that there was something going on. So he was able to pick up on the signs. And that was in Rochester, New York. So this is something that happens in probably all of our backyards. We just have to be aware of it so that we can tell people about it.
Now, I know I'll put you on the spot here, but some of the signs, what are they?
There's physical signs. So there's sometimes, like, I've heard branding. There's like
Branding.
Yeah, like actual branding. There's marks. There's signs of physical abuse. Hitting, that kind of stuff. There's some emotional signs as well. Withdrawal. Malnourishment, like not looking well kept, that type of thing. I think withdrawal was a big one. That's all that's coming to mind right now. There's probably a lot more than that, but it doesn't. If you go to polarisproject.com or polarisproject.org, you can see there's a wealth of information. There's also a lot of things that they tell you about how these kids get into this situation to begin with. And a lot of it has to do with the community they're brought up in and the environment they're brought up in. And oftentimes the people that sell them or that abuse them are their family members. Or they're struggling for money, so they use their child as a way to get money, and they introduce them to the trafficking industry. Or other times it's that these kids are lured into some kind of modeling career.
Right.
Or something like that, where they're saying, hey, you have beautiful eyes, come in here, your face is meant for a camera. And then over time they built up trust with whoever this person is, or even the family members do as well. But then they're left alone, and then things happen, and they're told, hey, if you ever say anything, you're going to get in trouble. So it's a mental thing, where they basically brainwash these kids, unfortunately, and then they take away their innocence. And some of them are even taken away overseas, and then they're sort of like in bad shape because they don't have anyone close by to look after them. So I know this is really sad and depressing, and it's also really hard to talk about because a lot of people, from what I understand and what I felt too, want to sweep it under the rug because it's so challenging to talk about. It's like a problem that seems overwhelming and seems to be like, what can we do? So I think the more that we talk about it, the more that we share, the more that we like, the more that we comment, the more that we engage in this to make it something that is not swept under the rug, the more that we can be the voice for these kids who simply don't have a voice, who don't have the freedom that we enjoy.
I'm still, shocked by 2 million kids in the U.S. So if there's 2 million kids in the U.S. What type of I just can't understand the demand.
Yeah.
Like 2 million kids, there has to be a demand.
Right. Yeah, there's a demand. And unfortunately that's fed through they explain how this is fed through the porn industry. And that leads to a lot of people wanting to go overseas to experience what they've seen. And they go to like these ports, the vacation ports. And that used to be a really big area. I don't know if it is still because of COVID. I don't know if anyone's traveling. I don't know what's happened with that. Maybe that demand now is taken in the US. But from what they were telling me yesterday, O.U.R was saying that it's a bigger problem now than ever. But it's fueled by the porn industry. That's basically the fuel behind everything.
Right. Okay, Kels?
So I wanted to discuss our giveaway today.
Sure.
So Mike is offering a pretty big giveaway today.
First of all, I can't. This is crazy that you're giving.
Me?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're giving something away, which is crazy because this is such a great cause. You know, everybody should be giving. Hopefully.
Yes, the least I can do. I mean, it's yeah, and everyone's been so giving, Norm. I know, and you're giving as well. So I really appreciate that, and the whole group has been giving. But yeah, it's the least I can do.
Okay, so can you expand on the giveaway today?
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, all right, guys. So yeah, the Days of Nuggets is really focused on providing amazing content, like first and foremost. So the concept of Days of Nuggets is that you go to our site and you see these amazing videos, short, actionable, needle-moving business tips and strategies. And these are from some of the leading experts who have a ton of experience taking their very best tip and strategy. So we've packaged this all together. Now, last year, the videos in their entirety, they were unpolished and they're full and free on the site. This year, what we're doing is we've polished them up a bit and we put them into a membership area. So for $89, you get access to all $89 donation. You get access to all of those nuggets in their entirety inside of the membership area. With that $89 donation, you also get a $50 PickFu credit. So PickFu is going to give you $50 back. You can use that on their site. Now, in terms of the giveaway that I'm giving away, we also have $1,000 sort of package. When you donate $1,000 or more, you get access to all of those nuggets. You get access to the PickFu credit. You get access to a Getita offer, which I'm sure Yoni from Getita will be more than happy to acknowledge this, which essentially means they will work and match your donation for free. So they will get you the money back that you donate from Amazon for free. They will not charge you for that. So essentially your donation is then going to be retrieved from Amazon. So it's like not a donation. Plus it's a tax deductible donation. Plus you get the PickFu credit. Plus I'm throwing in 6 months of the margins tool, plus a more margins coaching call. So the more margins coaching call is where you and I will get on a call. We'll deep dive into your business on a SKU by SKU basis, see what's doing well, what's not doing well, take that information and steer the ship in a more profitable direction. We're going to talk about growing your brand. We're going to talk about deep strategies for advertising, how to package your SKUs in a certain way to get more sales. All these things we'll discuss on that call. So that's the more margins call. Now, this is $1,000 donation that we're charging on the site. We're on our Days of Nuggets site. We're going to do one giveaway for free today. How does that sound, Norm?
That's incredible. So, guys, we're going to. Hey, Kels, how are we going to get this donation out?
Okay.
Hashtag.
Yeah. So, do you want to do any restrictions from winners before, or are we doing anyone?
Let's. Hey, this is important. Let's do anybody.
Okay. So yeah, we can do just a simple hashtag to enter people into the draw.
Yeah. Hashtag. How about just the acronym Operation Underground Railroad?
Do you have a hashtag for the charity?
Yeah, I think we have hashtag Days of Nuggets.
Oh, there we go. That's
Yeah.
it.
Perfect.
All right. So to be entered into the draw, hashtag Days of Nuggets in the comments. And yeah, we also have Dawan who had a question. He donated today. Do you get an email after you donate? It's a great cause. Also love the press release value too.
Yeah, so we do send out emails every day to remind people of the nuggets that we're releasing that day. So if you're asking with regards to an email, it's just so that you can use that information as a tax deduction, or you get the tax deductible information. We'll send that to you at another time. But yeah, we'll email you.
Okay. And Faye is asking about the PR Reach donation. So I believe if you want to just do a screenshot of the donation, and then you can just email me.
You know what? I'm taking people's words for it.
Yeah.
All right. If you're donating, you're donating. You just let Kelsey know. I'm not following up. I trust you all. So just let Kelsey know, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, great. Oh yeah, we got lots of people joining in. We got
Thank you, Faye.
Angie.
Oh, check this out. Days of
Tony.
Nuggets. Hey, what's up, Tony?
Mark.
Yeah, Tony's from Toronto.
Faye.
And Baptiste, I don't know where in the world he is right now.
Alan.
He's
Jeffrey.
Singapore. Jeffrey.
Okay, so yeah, if you've donated over $100, email me and we'll get you the press release with the $300. And if not, if you have a smaller donation, email me if you're interested in just a press release from PR Reach. And yeah, we are at the 40-minute mark, just to let you guys know.
Mike, how much time did you have?
I have another recording of one, but I have a little more time. And I actually have a question for you, Norm.
Uh-oh.
So yesterday on the the live event, we had a brainstorming session, and we're thinking about ways to get the word out to the masses. So right now what we're doing is we're working with influencers in the space who know a lot of sellers, so that all of the sellers are aware of O.U.R. That's the mission, Every seller on the planet is aware of Operation Underground Railroad. And I think it'll take several years, but once we infiltrate that, I think that'll be something where people will be aware of it. That's my hope. What about shoppers? Isn't there a way that, since we're in this dawn of this opportunity that is private label, and people have things like inserts and poly bags, what if there was a way to leverage that so that shoppers became aware of this without messing up the brand, or without, introducing it in a certain way? What if there was a way to leverage the package or the poly bag to then raise massive awareness? Now, you could shoot that idea down because it's just an idea. I've had a million bad ideas in my life, but I want to hear your opinion of that.
Yeah, I like it. There's so much power, not only on Amazon, but a lot of sellers off Amazon. So you can actually promote it, and just like what we're doing with PR Reach. You give an extra value add-on if you donate. There's all sorts of different ways. And then the other thing I would be looking at would definitely be public relations. Right. So if you haven't, talked to Shane, I'm sure that we can get some free public relations going for the event. And, just get it in the eyes of Rachel Ray and Dr. Phil and all those people. I think it would be something a lot of these TV shows and magazines would grab onto.
Yeah. So I've been in communication with Shane and Michelle from your team, and it's been fantastic. Good. Yeah. Good. We're doing public relations for this. So it's been going really well.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Well, that would have been the one big one I would be talking to. But the other thing too is I'm just thinking about Paul Barron, like with the chat agency, right? So what does he do? It's influencers.
Right.
So it's all influencers and brand ambassadors. Do you not think that people would be a brand ambassador for something like this? Yeah. Taking this event and moving it forward to their group of followers?
Yeah.
I think I think that can happen. And like Paul and I are partners. If you want to talk to Paul about that, if you haven't already, I think that would be an absolutely perfect fit for you guys.
Fantastic. Yeah, Paul reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and did want to get involved. So that's awesome. I could follow up with him about that. All three of us could and make that happen. But thank you
Yeah.
so much, Norm.
Yeah, no problem at all. Okay, so let's see. Let's turn this into a positive again. So we have this huge negative thing that we've been talking about, and it's awful. It's a terrible thing to talk about, and I'm glad we are talking about it. But we've got this really incredible event going on. And what type of nuggets, or first of all, how many people are taking part in this?
So our goal this year is 60 nuggets. And the thing is, everyone's busy. So we have about 40 nuggets so far. So that means we're going to be releasing between 40 and 60 nuggets this year. And we've already released, I think, 5 nuggets. So if you go to our site, you'll see those nuggets on our site. And a lot of great people, a lot of great, we got advertising nuggets. We've got chatbot nuggets. We've got listing optimization nuggets. We've got brand building nuggets, all sorts of different topics that resonate with sellers, hopefully. And you can go and see which ones resonate with you the most.
One of the things you said yesterday during the launch event that I was on is that there's a difference here. You have 5 to 15 minutes for a nugget.
Right.
It's condensed. So what you're doing is you're getting pure information because you only have 5 to 15 minutes to say something, which is really hard to do. So, it's not like you're going to be going and listening to a lot of, you go to some of these events and it's 45 minutes of fluff.
I know.
And then, there's a nugget. This is all pure nuggets. So, guys, I don't know how many there are, but 70-ish, what you were saying, there's lots. Check it out, and you're going to learn so much. You'll get your own podcast. So
Yeah. And Norm, the nuggets from last year that'd be with the Nugget podcast. I was actually thinking about doing a Nugget live event one day, just having people come up and share that format. I think Joe Polish has that format where he has these brilliant minds come up and do like a 10-minute presentation. That's all they have is 10 minutes. No fluff. How can you move the needle in 10 minutes? And you can if you share the very best information, the light bulb moments or the golden nugget moments.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe this will be a podcast or a live event where we just have people come up, hey, 10 minutes. But also, Norm, this year, sellers can get involved. So everyone can get involved. We have the seller submission nugget contest. Yes. So I know you at home while listening to this, you're sitting on some golden information that lots of sellers can benefit from. And that's the whole thing behind this is the more you give, the more everyone wins. So in this chance, you get a chance to win $500, $500 pick food credit. And then second prize is $250 pick food credit and then $100 pick food credit. So there's 5 days left to submit your nugget. Then we're going to do a poll to pick the very best nugget. And who knows, maybe your nugget will be the one that goes the most viral and gets the most amount of awareness for O.U.R. And just keep in mind that every $2,500 that we raise saves one child, but also breaks up rings for the future as well. So you're saying there's a ripple effect in what you're doing. So get involved, submit a nugget.
That's it. And we've got some really great people in our community too. So guys, get your nuggets out. Oh, I like what Baptiste said, hit up Gary V.
Yeah, great. Do you know his number? I think he's got a cell number,
I
right?
do. No,
You do?
but I do know a couple of people that do and have been on his podcast or in his events. So I can reach out to them to reach out to him. How's that? The power of networking.
Yeah, that'd be great. Gary V, Russell Brunson too has raised a ton of money for O.U.R. and Tony Robbins. That would be fantastic to get 3 nuggets from them. That would be great.
Wow. All right, guys. So open up your networks. If you know any of these influencers, let us know. Okay. So I think that's pretty much winds down the episode. So once again, Mike, we're going to get to the giveaways. I saw something from Rad that just whipped by here. There's a lot of comments coming in. Yeah, what did he say?
MLB umpire among 14 arrested in Ohio sexting operation. Today's
Today.
Yahoo
Today's
headline
news.
news.
Today. So
And
just
yeah, I know even in my university town, there was a big ring that got caught there. That would,
in Guelph.
yeah, like 3 years ago, I think. So it's everywhere.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right. So once again, let's see. How do we get a hold of you in the event? People want to donate. It's
Yeah, go to daysofnuggets.com. That's where you can go. Also, there's a chat feature in Days of Nuggets. If you want to have a chat and reach me, it's going to go to my phone, so I might not answer it right away, but go there and ask any questions that you have. How you can get involved is to obviously donate. It's a tax deductible donation, but also submit a nugget this year, chance to win $500 pick food credit, and also share. If a nugget resonates with you, share it in your community, share it on your Facebook page, share it on a LinkedIn page, wherever sellers hang out specifically. That's who we're targeting right now. But in the future, like I said, I think we're going to also target shoppers as well so that more people are aware of this. But right now it's sellers. So wherever sellers hang out, make sure you share it there as well.
all right. Fantastic. Mike Zagare is doing amazing. Yes, he is.
Oh, thanks, Ryan.
Also, I saw something here from, I'm not sure who it is, but from a Facebook user. Gary V's cell number is posted on his LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, that's from Lisa. Yeah, so you
Wow.
can actually like reach
There
out
you
to
go.
him. Um,
Text Nuggets. Oh yeah. There's a Nuggets. There's a number this year you can text, and we'll let you know when a nugget drops.
All right. Very
Okay.
good.
And if any viewers are short on money this year, and you can't donate, I think Mike nailed it with sharing the post.
Yeah.
So whether it's sharing the website, sharing this video, sharing it to your friends and family, that's will do a lot just
Just
to get
getting
reach.
involved.
Yep. So something for everyone to do. Okay, so I'll share my screen and we'll do the giveaway. Let's see. Days of Nuggets. All right, so this is our wheel of names. I
Wheel
gave
of Nuggets.
anyone that hasn't won yet 2 votes, so that's why you'll see some doubles. And yeah, let's get this started.
Okay.
Shuffle them. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Cool. Look at this.
Ooh, there you go.
right.
Usman gets
All right,
it.
Usman.
Hey.
All right.
Awesome. So this is for the
Nice.
prize I'm offering, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
All right. Cool. I'll reach out.
Yeah, it's a $1,000 prize. So thank you so much, Mike. That's extremely generous. And once again, I know this isn't about your other company, but if people want to get involved or check out PPC Entourage, how do they get a hold of you for that?
Yeah, go to ppcentourage.com or go to the Entourage seller community. We drop daily nuggets on how to improve your advertising and your margins. So, Entourage seller community, I'll see you there.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for joining this special episode. And, together we can try to stop this craziness of trafficking children. It's absolutely absurd. The numbers are staggering. But like Kelsey said, if you can't donate, just share this post and just do whatever you can. So again, Mike, thanks a lot for coming on. And I hope everybody enjoyed this episode.
Okay.
Okay, so Kelsey, since you're already on the screen and you usually interrupt me when I start talking afterwards, why don't you go first?
All right. So first off, congratulations, Usman.
Yes.
There it is. Woohoo. All right. So you can reach out to me, Usman, and I can connect you and Mike. Or if Mike, I know he's listening right now, but if he wants to go ahead and find him, just let me know. But yes, so this is a very special podcast today. So getting the word out there is super important. So go ahead and share it to your friends and family, or share the link to the website. I posted the donation links on all the different platforms. So yeah, you'll be able to find that. And yeah, so I think this went pretty well. We got some donations. I already have a couple people messaging saying that they can't donate today, but if tomorrow they donate the $100,
Just let
is
Kelsey
that
know.
okay?
Yep.
Just let me know, and you'll get your free press release down below.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you want to talk about next week's guest?
I'm going to talk about tomorrow's guest.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. That's what I was saying.
All right. So tomorrow, we got another person from Helium 10. I love Helium 10, but it's Vince Montero is going to be on, and we're going to be talking about holiday PPC tips and strategies. So tune in tomorrow, and we'll be talking to Vince about that. This is the first time on our show too, so it'll be interesting.
I think we got 90 people signed up for that event already. So
Wow,
it's gonna
that's
be big.
fantastic.
Yep.
Great. All right, everybody. So thanks again for tuning in. And remember to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Guys, have a great day. And, we just love all of the interaction we're having in our community. So keep it up, and we'll see you later.
Entrepreneur.